G'day, g'day. It is Monday, the 24th of August, 2026. Let's start on the weekly chart straight away and take a look at last week. Very, very bullish week. Now, 3 weeks of higher highs, higher lows, moving straight past the big psychological number of 4,500. Closing well above that, closing above this weekly high back from May, looking very, very strong at the moment. We can see we've sort of really just found the 4,000 level as support, and now we're moving up. Will we go to 5,000? At the moment, you would think so. That is just follow whatever price is doing, expect it to continue doing that. Down to the daily, looking at the last week. So started off very subdued. Looked like we were going to make some sort of a range. And then Wednesday's action hit through New York and the big push where a lot of people were sort of saying, okay, well, I'm taking profit here. I saw a lot of reports on that where traders were looking to take profit at this area underneath the 4,500 level, and Wednesday has come out and blown straight through that. A little bit of a stall potential for a evening star pattern that did not eventuate as price kept on moving up. Blew through the June 2026 high. That was like the outside high where July was an inside month, and another would have been a week. That's the weekly high we talked about there. So Friday closing very strongly like that. It'll be interesting to see what Monday does. At the moment, I'm expecting more buying and to keep going up because when we look at the geopolitical scene, we see that sometime today, the US are going to implement their economic warfare plan, which involves heavy sanctions on Iran and anyone who deals with Iran. It seems like the US is declaring war on the rest of the world more than anything. And the funny thing about wars is that they cost a lot of money, and US is already running a massive, massive debt. And we're seeing the squeeze on the US dollar because of the amount of interest payments they have to make on that debt. And that is very bullish for gold. If the US dollar starts to weaken, gold is priced in US dollars, and with everything else, the uncertainty going on, we finally might see gold start trending up again. Major news this week is core PCE is coming up, as well as Saturday my time we have the Jackson Hole Fed meeting where Warsh is given 20 minutes to give his take on the economy. And as much as we know about Warsh is that he doesn't like to give forward guidance in his speeches, and so analysts will be sort of trying to make sense of every word that comes out of his mouth or written down on the speech when they get it. VIX is starting to rise up. Hello. Just waiting on my, come on. VIX is 15, so it's been 14. Oil is trading at 87. That's pretty much the main things we want to be watching at the moment. Is definitely where oil's going and where the dollar is going. Have we opened? Should we have opened? Let's go and have a look at the trading time frame. It's a bit of a mess. Apologize for that, but I will clean everything up soon. You know, I thought we would have gapped up a lot more than we did today. So let's put everything on. Where do we lie? We lie above the upper value line. We lie below the previous day's high. Do I want to keep this on anymore? Not really. I think I've got other areas I can work with. I'll work with the upper value line for this. So goodbye to that. Last month's high would be a nice place to come down and retest if they wanted to sort of put a bit of a squeeze on sort of bulls who are late to the party. If anyone sort of got in here and it came down to here, they'd be underwater. First upside target is there. Previous day's high is here. Upper value line is here. So they're the main sort of levels we're looking at the moment, and we'll wait to see how price gets underway. We're obviously still in the closing hourly range from Friday. That needs to be resolved first before we sort of look to see any direction at the moment. Okay, stay safe, trade well.